Nice to see you. So, if you practice here regularly, I will tell you, we're making some choices tomorrow for certain. We've capped the classes. We're probably going to take some classes off the schedule. There probably won't be 7 a.m. classes. I don't know. We haven't decided yet. But limiting the classes, drop down the schedule. We're streaming all our classes right now. It's on YouTube. So people are watching you right now. Avoid like picking your nose or, you know, profanity isn't encouraged. I'll just say that much. There is a camera. That red thing.
Is the whole room on the camera or just the people right in front of the camera?
The whole room minus the front row. That's why. Anyway, so yeah, we'll figure it as we go. I think my mantra these days is, let's see. Are they gonna? Let's see. I don't know. You know, so we might have to close. We'll still stream classes, but it won't be in a group setting anyway. So let's just start. Start sitting up tall and close your eyes. Give the jaw a little wiggle to relax the jaw. Maybe swallow to relax the throat. Take a deep breath in. Just breathe it out your mouth. Take a deep breath in. Just flutter your lips. Let's start with an Om. Take another deep inhale. Open your eyes. Come on hands and knees, tabletop. Spread your fingers out wide. On your inhale, drop the belly. Start to look forward and up to the sky. Exhale to round into your spine, looking back towards your navel. Inhale, draw forward again. Heart open, shoulders draw back. And then exhale to round in. One more time, deep breath in. You're fine. And then exhale to draw back, curl the toes, lift the hips high and back into your downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here to pedal out through the legs, sway through the hips. Give the head a little movement. Maybe you shrug your shoulders up into the ears and then you say no. And then you get them as far away from the ears as you can. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Really lengthening through the side body. So you're pushing the front of the mat away from you to get the hips as far back as you can, and that's creating that length all the way into the hips. On your next breath in, let's come forward to plank pose. Wiggle the feet back or walk the hands forward as you need to, and then keep hands and feet right where they are, and push the hips back into downward facing dog. Inhale again, rippling forward to plank pose, shoulders over the wrists, strong here. Bend the knees, pull your hips back, downward facing dog. One more time, inhale, rippling forward. And exhale to draw back. Take a breath here. Exhale, walk your hands back to your feet at the back of the mat. Hang heavy, let the head drop. The legs can stay bent at the knees. Try to let your upper body as heavy as you can over the legs. Let the jaw go slack. Slowly move your right hand underneath your face. Tent the fingers on the ground beneath your face. Take your left arm to the sky. Try to make holes in the ceiling with your fingertips, so lots of energy in that hand. Now, although yes, you could and should try to look up towards your left thumb, mind that you're not cranking your neck to get that to happen. Dial the heart towards that top thumb so that you're twisting somewhere between belly button and sternum, center of your chest. Take another breath, stay, just squeeze out your exhale. And then lower the top hand down and switch sides. Move that left hand directly underneath your face, tented fingers, right arm reaches up. Let the palm open to the side wall. Again, fingertips spearing through the ceiling. Looking up, maybe it's only through the corner of your right eyeball. And then use the exhale to enhance the twist. So breathe and stay, and then exhale to twist it deeper. Nice. Simon says lower the top hand down. Inhale, bring your hands onto the shins and lengthen through your spine. Exhale, palm your way forward into a plank pose. Take a breath in plank pose. Exhale, lower to the mat. Try to land in one piece. Hands back by your hips with the palms facing up, unless you'd like to interlace your fingers behind your tailbone. Then on your in-breath, peel the head and heart up off of the ground. Consider lifting the legs as well, but if it causes pain in the lower back, don't. If you're touching your own butt, can you not do that? That's inappropriate. And then breathe as long as you can through the body. Maybe send the belly into the ground to lift a little higher. Nice. Release and press back to child's pose. Let the knees go wide so your torso can really rest in between the thighs. On your next breath, rise up to hands and knees. Step back to plank pose. Push back to downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift the right leg up into the air. Draw the knee over to your left elbow, give it a tap. Inhale, sweep the leg back again. Take it into the right armpit, give it a tap. Inhale, sweep it back again. Draw it over to the left elbow, give it a tap, straighten your leg over to that side of the mat. Take your left arm to the sky, fallen triangle pose. Take a breath in, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Have a seat. Nice. Good. Sit with both butt cheeks on the ground. I like. Okay, bend your left knee, put the sole of your left foot onto the inner right thigh. Reach your arms up high into the air. And then exhale, dial your heart towards the toes and reach forward, and maybe you grab onto that foot, perhaps. This is probably not your deepest, longest hamstring stretch, but you're allowed to create some action here. With your next inhale, come up, listen, step the right foot to the outside of your left thigh. Wrap your left arm around the right shin, take the right hand behind you to sit up nice and tall and breathe in tall. Exhale to twist a little bit deeper. Take it again, breathing in. And exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Both butt cheeks rooting towards the mat, breathe in. Exhale. Go ahead and release your twist. Tap your head over to the left side of your mat. See if you can situate yourself in a low lunge facing the back wall. So right foot will basically step forward, the left foot will step back. You're in low lunge. Keep the back knee lifted. Take a breath in to bend the back knee. Exhale, standing split. Lift the back leg up and off of the ground. Check out your toes in the sky. Can you point them straight towards the earth? Can you get your back knee to point down? Now the beautiful thing about today is in about 2 hours you can review to see if what you were doing is what you thought you were doing, which will change your practice, let me tell you, girl. All right, lower the top leg to the new front of your mat, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up into Utkatasana, fierce pose. Perhaps you'll consider crossing the left ankle in front of your right thigh. Taking your hands down to your heart center, and then perhaps staying up tall, although if it serves, sit low and bring your elbows to touch the crossed knee. On your inhale, lift up, send that left leg to the back of the room, lifted, hands back by your sides. Warrior three-like pose. Take a breath in, standing split, leg stays lifted, hands drop. Take a breath in, exhale. Stepping way back to high lunge, arms up. Warrior two on the exhale. Inhale, flip the front palm, reach forward, tip back, reverse warrior. Cartwheel your hands to the mat, stepping back into plank pose. Take a breath in, plank, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Slow, upward facing dog. Exhaling it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, float your left leg up into the air. Draw the knee across your body, touch the right elbow. Hold it there briefly. Sweep the leg back. Take it into your left armpit, shoulders over the wrist. Hold it there briefly. Sweep the leg back. Again, draw the knee over to your across arm. Straighten the leg off to that side of the mat. Reach your right arm to the sky. Take the fallen triangle. How high can you lift your hips right now? And can you back your shoulder behind the standing wrist? Shortest distance, 2 points. Have a seat. Keep the left leg long. Bend the right knee. Put it on the inside of the thigh. Then reach up. Dial your heart towards the knee of that left leg. And exhale, reach forward. Nice. Can't do this when there's 28 people in the room. I'm not going to lie. Inhale, lengthen. Stay, just see about inchworming your upper body on that front leg. There's a little ripple that occurs with the spine with every breath. And then on your inhale, rise up. Step the left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Seated twist, right arm wraps around the shin. Left hand goes back behind you. Press into both your butt cheeks. Sit up nice and tall. You're perfect. Yeah, you're perfect. Just wrap the other way. Twist the other way. And then with your exhale, you wring out your guts. You're trying to connect the right side of your belly to your left inner thigh. Ardha Matsyendrasana, half lower to the fishes pose. Because we need the other side for the other half. But we did. One more. And then go ahead and release that counter twist. And then you're basically situated to step forward the left leg and back the right leg so that you're in low lunge on your left leg, now facing the windows. Nice. Standing split. Lift that back leg up. Check out your toes. Check them out. Make sure that they're dialing straight down. Bring your face a little closer towards the standing shin. Jaw relaxed. Try to lift through the belly of the right hamstring. Take another breath. And then step your feet together, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up, Utkatasana. Fierce pose. Figure four-ing right ankle in front of left thigh. Stay up tall or take your hands to your heart. Consider sitting lower, not a requirement, just see it could be a possibility. Sometimes you gotta fight for the balance. Sometimes we want to balance and the universe says dance. Warrior three, send that leg to the back wall, hands by your hips, breathe. And then take your hands to the mat, standing splits. Step it way back to high lunge, arms up. And then open it up to warrior two. Nice. Flip and tip, reverse warrior. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank pose. Take a breath in plank, lower through chaturanga push-up. Upward facing dog. Don't rush this, maybe rock side to side, downward facing dog. Now what impresses me the most, although your shapes looked amazing, was everybody's ability to stay in the moment, pay attention, and breathe through it. I wonder if there's some other aspect of our life that we could do that in. On your next breath in, rise to tippy toes, look towards the front of the mat. Bend the knees, pull back, way back, breathe all your air out, and then get to parallel feet at the front of your mat. You could step, you also might hop. Lengthen and lift, get long through the spine. Exhale, release it down, let your face melt towards your shins, maybe you push your palms to the ground. Now pull the belly in tight as you sweep the arms up with no bent knees, arms up way high. And then exhale, hands by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up again. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, lift, and prepare. Hands to the mat, hoppers back, and hop back to chaturanga. If you're stepping back, it's plank to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. If you're ahead or behind me, no problem. Because what you're really moving to is the length of your own breath. For new people, that's confusing because they need every cue that comes out of my mouth. Those of us who have been around a while, I still say what I say because I need to say it. I know me. I need to be accountable. If you don't remind me of what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm going to do something else. So there's the accountability aspect, but as far as you moving through your own breath, your own practice, if you know the sequence, don't feel like you have to rush or take forever. Find your own beautiful balance of how long all this stuff takes you. On your next breath in, rise to tippy toes, lock your target at the front of the mat. Bend the knees, pull back, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, and then get there. Half lengthen when you land. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, arms up, reach high, no chair, arms up. Exhale, hands by your side. Let's take that beautiful sequence again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, lift, prepare. Exhale, hop, step. Meet us in downward facing dog. Love it, love it. 5 breaths here. 5 breaths for you to try to split your mat in half, pushing your hands forward and your feet back. Every breath? Nah. Some of them. Some of the breaths, or at least one side of the breath, maybe the inhale side of the breath, you should relax a little bit. And then with your exhale, you remember what you came for and you do that. And if you didn't know what you came for, you're trying to find space in your body that you didn't know existed. And then you can do some pretty cool stuff, but more importantly, you can start using your body more efficiently, because that's really why we're here. On your next breath in, rise to tippy toes, prepare, bend the knees, pull back, and then step hopper floats. Lengthen up and lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands by your side. One more round. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive it down. Inhale, prepare, lengthen, lift. Move like you. Get to downward facing dog. What does that feel like? What does it sound like? And then what does it look like will fall into suits. Downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Find the space and then drop into that space. Stretch into something that feels tight by gently pushing into it, and then relax it and see if it shifts. Try not to force your body into any shape, but allow it to transform. Next breath in. Prepare, look forward. Bend the knees, pull back. Firm the belly and then step hopper float. Half lift Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, arms up, reach up, way up. And then hands by your sides. Step your feet as wide as the mat, heels in, toes out. Start to take a squat down, trying to keep the knees steering in the exact same direction as your toes as you squat down. Malasana. Elbows can push the inner thighs apart while the inner thighs return the favor. Have like a conversation between your inner thighs pulling in and the elbows pushing out. And that's where you'll find not only the flexibility of the hips, which leads you away from lower back pain, but also it'll allow you to perhaps work through a little of maybe discomfort. Eyes should be closed by this point, jaw should be relaxed, tongue in the mouth relaxed, and then hear the breath against the back of your throat. Take your hands to the earth, stick your butt to the sky, toe heel your feet back up underneath your hips until they're about hips width apart. Rise up onto the tippy toes, bringing the weight into the arms, palms against the mat. This may be as far as you go, although if you're interested in Bakasana, you could. But just rocking the weight into the shoulders is going to make your shoulders stronger, especially if you don't bend your elbows. Those taking crow will rest the knees on the backs of the triceps. They should be on the backs of your arms, either way up high or way low by the elbow, because right in the belly of the muscle, that just hurts. After you've taken a few breaths of play, stay. When you're over it, let's meet in downward facing dog. On the off chance that you know how to hop back, you should do that. If not, just walk your legs back into plank pose. Consider taking a vinyasa here, or don't. And then meet back in downward facing dog. Let's rest in child's pose unless you prefer sitting upright on your shins. If you're gonna stay in child's pose, maybe you take your hands back by your hips with the palms facing up. And if you'd like to look off to a particular direction, do that. If you have your head turned, even that out. If your arms are back, bring them underneath your shoulders. Let's all meet in downward facing dog. My favorite route is tabletop to plank to down dog, and you're never gonna get the measurements wrong. Downward facing dog. Let's right dog split, right leg to the sky. Draw the knee in towards the chest, shoulders over the wrist. Step that foot in between the hands. Rise up, high lunge. Take a moment to deepen into the front thigh. Keep the bend in that front knee. Sweep your hands back by your sides and lower the chest halfway down. Then inhale, sweep the arms back up, way up. Maybe it becomes a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, hands back by your sides, lower the chest halfway down. One more time, sweep it back up. And then open it up to warrior two. Back heel anchors down, spread your wings out. Inhale, flip the front palm, reach forward to back, reverse. Exhale, triangle pose, front leg straightens. Get long through the right side body, lift the left hand up. Then let's rebend that knee, tip all the way back into reverse warrior on the inhale. And then exhale, back into triangle pose. One more time, knee bends, lengthen through the right side body, tipping all the way back. And then exhale, triangle pose. front leg straight. Take the left hand behind your back, bring the back of the hand onto the tailbone. Look down about 1.5 feet in front of your toes. Start to bend the front knee. Use the momentum of the bent knee to take the weight forward, lifting your back leg off of the ground. If the right hand never touches the ground, that would be pretty freaking incredible. Maybe it comes to the heart. But if you need it, use it, but don't use it, or I should say, use it more sparingly. Try to keep the hand light as you do. Let's go 3 breaths here. 2. Step way back to warrior 2. Widen or lengthen the stance if you need to. Inhale, flip the front palm, reach forward, tip back, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down and pause. Dial the back heel up, lower the back knee down. Straighten through your front leg and bow down. You could crawl your fingertips forward if you like. That's going to help you to allow gravity to help you. Firm the thigh of your right leg. Firm the belly. And then see if that helps you go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Right toes pointing directly up. Bonus if you can get the toes to peel back towards you. Okie dokie. On your next breath in, let's come back into low lunge. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee. Step back into dog, down dog that is. Inhale, ripple forward to plank pose. Exhale, take the Vinyasa or press right back to downward facing dog. On your in-breath, left dog split. Draw the knee into the chest, shoulders over the wrists. Place the foot at the front of the mat. Come on up to high lunge. Sweep your hands back by your hips, lower the chest halfway down. Inhale, take the arms up again. Exhale, same deal, sweep them back. One more time, inhale, arms up. Exhale, open it up. Warrior 2, back heel anchor. Spread out your wings. Make sure front heel bisects the back arch. Inhale, flip the front palm, reach forward, tip back, reverse. Exhale, triangle pose. Let that front leg open up, get long through the left side body, place the hand. Then rebend the knee, tip all the way back, reverse warrior. Try to do it on one inhale. Exhale, take it forward, triangle pose. Reaching out long in every limb. One more time, knee bends, tip all the way back. And then exhale, triangle pose. Take the right hand behind your back, bring the back of the hand onto the tailbone, look down about 1.5 feet, give or take, of your toes. See the pose, and then do the pose. Bring the weight into the left leg, the right leg lifts. Try to stack your hips, try to spread out through the standing toes. Big toe mound, little toe mound, spreading out, that's where you take the weight. If you took your hand to your heart, just a reminder that that's possible. Maybe not today, but one day. 3, 2, Warrior 2, gently, don't thump it back, step way back, widen out the wings. Flip and tip, reverse warrior, exhale, cartwheel and pause. Back heel lifts, back knee lowers, move your hips back, over the trailing knee, no further. Left toes peeling up towards your heart space. If you walked your hands forward. So the reason why, at least today, this is here is because we just did a lot so that you can use the heat that you created to get into a deeper stretch here. Truth is, there's never one best way to do anything. It all changes per the person, and sometimes change for the sake of change is just a new way for the body to learn something that it thinks it already knows. Looks good. Everybody please come into low lunge, lifting that back knee up. Step your feet together at the back of the mat. That means big toes touch. Good. Pour the weight into the right hand. Lift your left hand up. Stack the heels, stack the hips, stack the shoulders. Look up if you can, and again, try to pierce through the ceiling with your fingertips. Can you lift your left hip a little higher? Take a breath. Switch sides, top hand down. Try to just roll right over to that other side, keeping everything firm and fierce. The more joints you have bent right now, specifically in legs, hips, and all that, the harder this pose is. If you could think of yourself as like a piece of wrought iron, you'll find the balance is a lot easier. I know what you're thinking. Chris, you're talking too much. Get me out of this pose. Okay. Plank pose. Take a vinyasa or push back into downward facing dog. On your inhale, rise to tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward to the front of the mat, bottom of the breath. You can step, hop, or float forward. Take a halfway lift up, exhale, release it down. Let's bend the knees again, Utkatasana, fierce pose. Excellent. Hands to the heart center. Breathe in, exhale, twist towards your left, sending the right elbow to the outside of the thigh. Squeeze the knees, feel your inner thighs zipping up all the way from the tailbone to the knees. You might glance at your left thigh, try to make sure that it is parallel to the long edge of the mat, and then sit lower. Try to get your heart to dial towards your thumbs. Look over your left shoulder, nice Cleopatra-like profile over that left shoulder. Or Antony if you want. Take another breath. Forward fold over your legs. Let it go. Straighten out through the legs if you want. You need to pedal out some of that fire out. You can. And then let's go right back into it. Bend the knees, arms up. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Palms can touch. Down by your heart, you'll breathe in. You'll twist over towards your right. Again, make sure that the toes and the knees are in one alignment. Make sure that your right hip or right thigh is parallel to the long edge of the mat. Look over your right shoulder, same thing, other side. And then try to pull the belly in super duper tight so that your heart starts to make its way towards your thumbs. Let's go 2. Let's go 1. Forward fold over your legs. Let it go. Straighten out. Pedal out if you need to release the fire. Let's come up to stand nice and slowly, assembling your spine, one vertebra at a time. You can take your arms up and over your head, reaching up, continue that line of energy, and then eventually hands down by your side. Awesome. Let's take the right knee, give it a squeeze up into your belly, both hands on the shin. Now I'm going to tell you the 2 options. You're going to decide whether you want hand to big toe pose or tree pose. So if you're getting hand to big toe pose, wrap the pointer, middle, and thumb fingers around the right big toe. You can kick the heel forward and then eventually out. If you're coming to tree pose, take the knee out and put the sole of your foot onto the inner left, not your knee. I could say thigh, I could say calf, I could say down by the ankle. My trees, you can grow your branches, look up, continue this beautiful line of energy from the foot on the mat, out through the heart, out through the fingertips. And if you're in hand to big toe pose, maybe you look over your left shoulder. We're all trying to get as tall as we can. Love it. All right, everybody, take the knee forward, bend it, squeeze it. Can you teeter that heel to the back wall as you slowly take your hands down to the mat? Don't rush. Take more time. That's going to force you, and what I mean is allow you to really strengthen through the back side body. Nice. Step way back to low lunge. Down dog split. Left leg sweeps to the sky. Look forward to the front of your mat. Take a one-legged hop there, and then step your feet together. Good. Step at the front of your mat. You're in a forward fold. Nice. Take a nice slow roll up to stand. Take your time. So now we're on the other side. Draw the knee up, left knee up. Give it a squeeze. If you're going for the big toe grab, do that now. If you're not interested, start to set up for your tree. My big toe grabbers, the heel kicks forward and then eventually the leg opens up to the side wall. Trees can grow your branches. Trees can look up. Your arms are in a big powerful V for victory. The rest of us hand to big toe pose. Consider looking over your right shoulder. I'll count fast. 3, 2, 1, knee forward, bend it, squeeze it. Own it, control it, guide it, breathe. Hinge forward, slowly send that leg to the back of the room as the hands make their way to the mat. Take a breath in, exhale, step back, low lunge. And then being mindful behind you, down dog split, right leg sweeps back. Look forward to the front of the mat, bend the standing knee, lower the lifted leg halfway down. On your exhale, step your feet together at the front of the mat. Let yourself hang heavy. Take a breath in through the nose. Flutter out your lips. Take a halfway lift. Hands to the mat. Down dog. How do you want to get there? Get there that way. On your inhale, float the right leg to the air. Draw the foot to the front of your mat, lower the back knee down, untuck the toes. Sweep your arms up and over your head, interlacing your fingers there, pointers point. Can you bring your right butt cheek towards your right heel, as close as you can, right butt cheek to right heel. That means a pretty wicked bend, no, not from Boston, wicked bend in the front knee. Then make sure you're grounding through the pinky edge of your back foot, essentially bringing your back thigh closer to the ground, which means you're not on bony knee, but you're on meaty thigh. Nice. With your next exhale, left hand inside of the right foot, right hand reaches back. There's a foot at the back of your mat, grab it if you can. Grab the pinky edge of that foot if you can. Option to lower onto the left elbow if you prefer. If you're gonna stay on the palm, I would ask this. Don't collapse into the wrist. Energize through fingerprints and knuckle pads. Everybody shine your heart directly to the ceiling above you. Then gently release that foot down. Redraw your front foot in between the hands and come back up onto palms. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee. Step your back foot about 12 inches forward and anchor the heel at 45 degrees. So your hands are framing the front foot. Can you do that and straighten through your front leg? Good. Take a halfway lift only. We need to wake your spine. Exhale, release forward fold, take your hands onto your hips. Good. With that same halfway lift, lift up and then come all the way up to stand. Nice. Leave the right hand on the hip. Reach your left hand directly to the ceiling, palm faces across the body. Now dial your chest 45 degrees in line with your front foot. And then reach as far forward, hinging at the hips as you can. Take the hand to your shin or to the inside or outside of your front foot. Now bring your right hand onto the bony plate above your butt crack called your sacrum. See what you can feel to bring that sacrum parallel to the floor or to the ceiling. Depends if you're a looker upper or looker downer. Once all that checks out, right hand can then reach to the sky, just like we did in our triangle pose, just like we did in our side plank pose. As much energy up as you can get means a better stretch, because your core is engaged if the energy is lifting up. If you're way heavy in your downstairs hand, the core doesn't need to be engaged, so make sure you're not heavy in that downstairs hand. 2 more breaths. Can you really engage the twist at the belly? One more breath. Nice. Top hand down, front knee bends. Re-step the back foot back. Take a dog split, right leg high and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. If you'd like a rock star, take it here. Drop the tippy toe over to the left side of the mat. Reach the right hand forward, palm faces down, fingertips heavy towards the mat to create compression in that shoulder. Nice. Right arm up, way up. Exhale, hand down, leg floats, dog split. Step that foot forward in between the hands. Step the back foot forward as well, forward folding at the front of the mat. Take a halfway lift, lengthen through. Exhale, release it down, forward fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up, Utkatasana, fierce pose. We're gonna try to combine two things we've already done. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Take your hands down to heart center. You can either sit low, tap your elbows, or you can twist to the left to bring your right elbow into the arch of the right foot. It seems like it's the other foot because it's on the other side, but it ain't, it's the same foot. Good. Now you draw your heart towards your thumbs. I recommend looking down if you're struggling, but you could look to the left a bit. Breathe and twist. Breathe and twist. One more time. I'm sure your jaw is relaxed right now. Good. Come on up. Put your feet together. Stand all the way up. Shake that fire out. Holy, holy, holy. Good. Simple stuff. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, lift, prepare. Hands to the mat, your dog. How you gonna get there? Just choose your journey, manifest that journey. If we can take just that little bit of a pause to make a choice, that is a really useful tool. Not just getting you into downward facing dog. Everything. All right. Take your time here. Inhale, left dog split. Draw the knee to the chest. Step the foot at the front of the mat. Gently lower the back knee down. Untuck the toes. Take your arms up. Opposite clasp of the hands. If you're like, whatever, I can't figure that one out, just grab. Look up. Bring your left booty cheek towards your left heel, going way deep in that shin. And then the right thigh gets close to the ground, which is really helping you to open up the hip flexors on your right side. Where's the breath? Keep the belly pulled in at all times, just more on the exhale. And then slowly release the right hand inside of your front foot. Reach your left hand back behind you. Feel free to grab the pinky edge of that back foot behind you. If you lowered onto your elbow on the first side. And maybe in this particular variation, you might call this lizard pose variation. Maybe on this particular variation, you're not as worried about the knee hugging in. If it splays off to the side, that would be okay for this variation, at least today. Heart beams to the ceiling directly above you, not to the side wall, to the ceiling directly above you, which allows this to feel like a juicy heart opener back bend in the upper back. Gently release the foot. Come back into low lunge with the back knee lifted. Step your back foot forward 12 inches, give or take, and the heel at 45 degrees. Good. Now one thing at a time, straighten through your left leg. We got to tell the spine what's up, so you take a halfway lift up to say, hey core, I need you in a second. And then you exhale, release it down. And with that same engagement, take your hands onto your hips. And then lengthen and lift, halfway lift all the way up. Just continue the energy. And that's really what we're always doing with that halfway lift. When you get to the top, you can keep the left hand on your hip. Right hand reaches directly to the sky, palm faces across the mat. And then dial your heart about 45 degrees left over the front foot. Then reach forward and hinge forward, placing the hand on the shin, especially because we're not using blocks these days. That's an option. Hand inside of the foot is also an option. And probably the most difficult is taking that hand on the outside of the foot. but a reminder that that hand should not take any weight. It's there to help you twist. You use it like a lever or something against the ground, traction. Once you've checked out your tailbone, then of course left hand to the sky, and we'll hang here for 4 breaths of Parivrtta Trikonasana. I like to call this pose Release the Kraken, because the IT band gets pretty freaking angry when we start to tap into that energy. I spent about 10 years getting really pissed off in this pose, and then I realized I needed to shift my focus. It's mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Please don't laugh in this pose. All right, that's obnoxious. Okay, take one more breath, and then when you're ready to, lower the top hand down, rebend the front knee. Let's step your back foot forward. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Take a halfway lift, lengthen up. Exhale, release it back down, forward fold. Bend your knees, sweep your arms up, Utkatasana. Crossing left over right, left ankle over right thigh. Maybe that's enough with hands at heart. You have the option of just tapping the elbows directly down. Or if you want to put the 2 chair poses that we did together, take that left elbow to the left arch. The only arch that's close to you. Don't worry about your sides. Twist and bring the elbow in. Good. So we have expectations that everything's supposed to work out perfectly and we're never going to have to struggle, or is that just me? Breathe into the journey, the challenge. That's why we're here. If it's not challenging, we are bored AF, and then we're challenged, and then we're angry. Okay. Come on up, feet together, hands by your sides. Yogis, we made it. If you need to dance the fire away, dance the fire away. If you want to stand in the fire, do that. Next breath in, arms up, reach up. Exhale, dive down, reach down over the legs, get long. Halfway lift, lengthen, prepare. Hands to the mat, your vinyasa, your way. We meet in downward facing dog. In breath, long and slow. Out breath, full and complete. Left dog splits, send the leg high. I knew I was going to do that at some point. Figure 4, the shin at the front of your mat. We're going left. God told me to. Slide your right foot way back, way back, way back. Untuck the toes, walk your hands back, open your chest towards the ceiling. And then walk your hands forward and prostrate yourself. This is a little bow downing to the things that we cannot control these days. Finding peace in this moment of chaos. Try to relax yourself from head to toe. Notice if you've got any places that you're tensing up. So tension, I like to think of tension in one of 2 ways. We have normal, natural tension. The muscles are tight, they need to be stretched out. Maybe we overdid something in life that we're here to undo a bit. Yeah, sure, and that happens with time. But a lot of times in the pose, you're putting tension in this moment that can be released. You gotta find it, you gotta trace it, and then you face it and erase it. That's the trick. But if you're just here thinking about current events or boozy brunch, you're missing the point. If you're here saying, what's going on under this beautiful hood of mine? Where can I soften a bit? Where can I maybe engage a bit? Maybe pushing into the top of your back foot and inhaling, getting a little longer. Relaxing that. Maybe pushing into your front leg as if you were going to try to lift up off of the mat by pushing into that front leg. And then relaxing that. Those are just 2 examples of bringing a little tension into the pose that might serve. But the other kind of tension, we want no part of. On your next breath in, start to walk your hands back up underneath your shoulders. Rock the weight into the left hip, circle your right leg all the way to the front of the mat, stepping that foot to the outside of the thigh. We've been here before. So you'd have the option of just wrapping your left elbow around the right shin. Or maybe you want to take the elbow to the outside of the knee. And if you would like to hinge the hand down and maybe take a bind, sliding the forearm in between the calf and the hamstring of your right leg, that would be an option too. Now, most importantly, we want to make sure that the front foot, or the foot that's to the left of your mat, is rooted through the tripod. Usually the big toe wants to come up. Next thing is the right butt cheek will tend to lift up off the mat. Can you anchor it down to neutralize your pelvis? Because we don't want to twist with a tipped pelvis. It's not efficient and it's not getting all parts equally. Our bodies are meant to distribute tension. And oftentimes, we focus the tension where it's easiest. Try to challenge yourself to be the distributing variety. Take another breath. We should hear this last exhale. That's beautiful, deep, and full. And then as you release the twist, we'll just walk the hands over to the other side. And maybe you tap your forehead down. And then as you come up, straighten through your left leg, bring the sole of your right foot onto the inner thigh. We've been here before as well. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, reach forward. If you want to cross your wrist and grab the opposite sides of your foot with your thumbs facing the ground, sometimes that's a nice variation to bring that foot to parallel, or any other variation of Janu Shirshasana that you may have. Janu means your knee. Shirsha is your head to knee pose. Try to never let the stretch end. One of the dangers of holding onto your foot is then you're like, okay, I'm here. But then we get lax in the trunk. We want to keep the trunk engaged, belly and back muscles engaged, so that every breath you take feels like a stretch.